Hey, what's going on, guys? Paul Ryan, your host of the Across the Cowboys podcast. I'd like to apologize. I know I said last night that there would be a stream, an episode tonight, and unfortunately, guys, life gets in the way sometimes. So it doesn't look like there's going to be an episode. But I did want to apologize for there not being an episode tonight. Um, Here we are again with another day in the content challenge. I'm not sure if I already said that, so forgive me, guys. It's been a long day. I did want to say some interesting news coming out of Cowboys camp. It's that time of year where players and people, they always associate a player with the Cowboys because it gets discussed. It gets a lot of headline clicks. It'll get an article click. It just, that's how the Cowboys are. I mean, you associate a name with the Cowboys, and it's going to be discussed by every sports outlet that there is. And I might thought it was interesting today, sticking with the running back discourse is Josh Jacobs being a potential target for the Cowboys. Now, I don't know how much I believe that, but I do find it interesting that there's a lot of running back talk. I mean, we know that, we've discussed already that Tony Pollard is a free agent. Rico Dowdle is also a free agent. Not knowing what the future holds for those guys. Of course, running backs are going to be rumored to be going to the Cowboys. And, I've touched on it a little bit, like what my approach would be about signing a veteran free agent. But, just kind of going back to the Josh Jacobs thing, I like Josh Jacobs, and maybe this is my fantasy brain talking, but I do like Josh Jacobs. However, man, he's got a lot of carries on him, and he's still pretty young, 25 years old. I'd imagine that he's going to ask for a lot of money, which he deserves because he's been a productive player. I know last year he missed a few games, and that Raiders team wasn't very good anyway. But prior to that, I believe he was the leading running back in the NFL. Now, again, don't quote me on that, but again, this is part Cowboys fan, part fantasy brain here. Um, but yeah, as far as Josh Jacobs goes, I think if we're going to invest that type of money, man, I'd rather risk it and see what we can get with Saquon Barkley. Maybe sign him to a 2 year deal, only because of his pass catching ability. His route running ability, what he can do after the catch, and I think you could probably get him to a smaller deal, maybe a little bit more money. But what his skill set would bring to the Cowboys, I think, would be, in my eyes at least, a better fit, and he would be a little bit more dynamic in this offense. Now, I know Jacobs, he averages about, I want to say 40 catches a year, maybe closer to 35. And those Raider teams that he's been on always, haven't been very good. And I don't watch too many Raiders games, so I only really know his stats from fantasy. So, if you have any insight on Jacobs and what you think about him as a player, please feel free to share it in the comments and let me know. I'd love to be wrong, but yeah, I do think that just given what I've seen from both players, I'd rather invest in Saquon Barkley, or like I said last night. I mean, Derrick Henry, that'd be interesting at the right price. You talk about miles and touches. Derrick Henry's got a lot of those. Again, I already said what my approach would be to the running back, but just with this Josh Jacobs report coming out, this news coming out. Again, we don't know how true that is or where that source comes from, or if that's just people connecting Cowboys to running backs because of their current situation. Um, I don't know if I like the move, man. I really don't. I want Josh Jacobs and all players to get paid what they deserve. I don't think I would, if I were the GM of the Cowboys, go after Josh Jacobs. But you guys, let me know what y'all think of the running backs that have been associated with the Cowboys lately. Who do you like? Do you like Derrick Henry? Would you go after Josh Jacobs? Do you like Saquon Barkley? Would you bring back Tony Pollard? There's a lot of guys out there. It'll be a fun offseason for sure, depending on the Cowboys' approach. I talked a little bit about being surprised about what they did this past offseason, how active they were early. So I think it's going to be another active one, or at least I hope so. But we'll see. It'll be fun to talk about. I won't. I'll save it for more news. So you guys are gonna have to tune into the show to get my thoughts on the off season and I guess my predictions and what I want to do. So if you're interested in hearing that, guys, be sure to click the subscribe button. Of course, every Monday night, more often than not, of course, we're bringing you new episodes of the Across the Cowboys podcast. It's me. It's CD Piglet, who, man, if you're not following him on Twitter, he's doing a lot of rookie incoming rookie player profiles right in there. He's doing a lot of like draft analysis for Cowboys Wire, and he'll be doing a lot for the podcast as well. And of course, be sure to follow the conductor of the Jake Ferguson hype train, Mr. Brendan Fergie Smith, the newest member of the Across the Cowboys podcast. This is going to be his first year doing some off-season content with us. I'm excited about that, but I want you guys to be part of that as well. So make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a review, and let us know what you think. And I hope to see you guys on Monday night. Y'all have a good night.